Hello, Eisenhower artists. So this week's topic is Scandinavian Christmas gnomes. So be sure you watch the introduction video to find out what is a Christmas gnome. What is a gnome? Well, at my house we like to decorate for Christmas with these two Christmas gnomes. I just think they're so cute. So watch that video to find out about these cute Christmas gnomes and what happens on Christmas Eve. Okay, so here's some ideas for drawing a gnome. Artists all over the world are inspired by this fairy tale or legend about the Christmas gnomes. So they usually have really long hats, and for your assignment you need to pick a pattern to go on the hat. Pattern is one of the elements of art. Pattern. So a pattern means that something is repeated. So in this example, this star shape is repeated over and over. That makes the pattern. Okay? Fabric. This picture here shows that fabric. Look at the shirt you're wearing. Do you happen to have a pattern on your shirt? Okay, this picture shows that animals can have pattern on their fur, like a zebra. The pattern is white, black, and that repeats all over their body. So that is the art element of pattern. Okay, so here's some other examples of drawings of a Christmas gnome. This one has a nice red and white pattern outfit. Okay, our Christmas gnome is going to be a simple drawing. You might even want to draw 2 or 3 of them and change the length of the beard, change the style on the hat. Okay, and we're going to draw a couple presents next to the Christmas gnome. Part of the tale of these gnomes is that they help Santa deliver Christmas presents. Here's another look on a style of drawing these gnomes. In this one, you can see their eyes and a little bit of their mouth. Sometimes the cap is covering their eyes and you just see their big nose. Okay, so here's what ours is going to look like. Now you can add color any colors you want. The traditional Christmas colors are red and green. And remember, think about what pattern do you want to put on your hat. All right, for this project, you'll need plain white paper, a pencil with a good eraser, and then you can use markers or crayons or colored pencils or a combination of things. Any color supplies that you have. So just like we usually do, we're going to start off by folding the paper to give us guidelines on the size and the placement of our shapes. So fold it this way, sideways like a book, and it's just a soft fold. Don't smash it flat. We just want some soft guidelines. Then turn the page so it's tall and fold it this way, softly. Now you have the 4 corners on your page. Here's the middle of the page. You're going to start by drawing the nose, the big nose of this gnome. Okay, so over here on the side, on this folded line here, you're going to draw a letter C. Okay, now I'm going to draw dark so you can see better on camera, but you should be practicing how to draw lightly so that you can erase as you go. It's much easier to erase and change things if you're not pushing really hard with your pencil into the paper. And remember, the pencil is always the first step. We always outline with marker, or we would paint over it and get rid of those pencil lines. Okay, so here it's like a letter C shape. We're going to draw an oval shape for the nose. So then go back to the middle and then go over some on this side and draw a curve this way. And then you're going to connect them with a curve that goes up like this and a curve that goes down. And then keep kind of going around like this to smooth it out until you have a nice looking oval. Now, don't draw too small. Look how big this nose is. It's a really big nose. Next, we're going to draw the hat, the lines for the hat. Okay, so right in the middle where that fold is, you're going to draw a line about that big, not too long. On the other side, right on that fold, the fold gave us a really nice guideline, so go right on that fold. Then we're going to draw the side of the hat going up. So let's make a dot where we want to end up. On this fold, up here near the top is a really tall hat. Put a dot right there. That's where we're going to end up. So go back down here, curve out a little bit, and then curve and go all the way up to that dot. Now when you get to that dot, go past it a little bit like that with a curve and stop. All right, so now go back down here to this line. You're going to curve a little bit, going back to this middle fold. Now stretch it up, but it's still going back to the middle. Curve it up and go right under this other line. Okay, if you don't like the way your curve goes, just erase it and change it. Now that dot, we don't need that dot. That was just our guideline. So I'm going to erase that dot and go over it. And then to finish off this space right here, we're going to draw a big circle right there. For the end of the hat has a little circle on it. All right, let's start drawing the beard. So you're going to go right here where the hat is, and you're going to make a big curve, something like that. And let's see where we want to end up. How long do you want your beard to be? I'm going to put mine down about this long, so I'm going to put a dot. So it's going to curve and go like that, somewhere by your dot. Now go to this side of the hat, curve out first, and then go down and connect it. Somewhere like that around the middle area. Okay, now we're going to make the beard give some details on the beard. So on this side here, you're going to make a curvy line and then touch the edge of the beard. Make one that's smaller, maybe another one that's taller. I don't need that dot anymore. In the middle, put a line, and then on this side, these curves go the other way. Some are long, some are short. Okay, that gives some good detail on the beard. Okay, next we're going to draw the body. So look down here at the bottom of the beard. Under it, right about here, we're going to draw a line for the body. Now remember, gnomes are short. So most of this drawing is the hat and the beard. The body's smallest. Over here on this side, about the same way. Draw a line down, about the same length. So you're going to connect it with a little curve. With a little curve like that. Okay, you can erase those extra bits of the line. And then go above it a little bit and put another curve stripe like that. That's for like the bottom of his shirt. Okay, now we're going to do the arms. So right next to it up here by the beard, curve out a little bit and then connect it to the body. Go back to this side of the beard, curve out a little bit, connect it to the body, and then we're going to make some curves for the hand. The hand looks like just the round shape of the hand you can see. So just a little curve like this. Connect it to the body. And leave a space right here so it looks like the sleeve is sticking out. Ooh, I think I want to add a stripe to the sleeve on this one. So I'm going to put a stripe there. Okay, next are the shoes. So right at the end of the shirt, you're just going to curve down like this and go all the way to that middle fold. Okay, so now we're in the middle and we're going to go back out the other direction and connect it to the shirt there. Okay, if your curve didn't look so good the first time, erase it and try again. Okay, now it's time for the presents. I have an easy way to show you how to draw the presents. So over here, just make a rectangle. Your lines don't have to be perfect. Then under it, make a square with a little piece of the rectangle hanging over, like the lid of a box. For the bow, you're going to start in the middle, make a curve like this, and a curve on the other side, and then make a curve inside like this, like a rainbow line, to make it look like the ribbon. Then 2 lines right down the middle. That's the other part of the ribbon. Okay, over here make another present. This one could be a different size, like it's really long this way. So you start with that rectangle, put a square under it. Your lines don't have to be perfect. Mine's a little bit crooked there, that's okay. Let's put that stripe in the middle next. And then a different kind of ribbon, you could just start in the middle, slant, down, back to the top, start in the middle again, go the other direction, slant, diagonal, and like that. All right, so it's time for trace and erase. Trace and erase. So use a marker. Black is a good color. You could even do your trace and erase outline with red maybe, or a blue, any kind of dark marker that you have. Start with the nose, just like we did with the drawing. You're going to carefully trace your pencil line. Then we did the hat next, right? See, my line's not exact. That's okay. I'm going to erase that pencil line away. If you want to change anything, now's the time to change it with your black marker. Now be careful with your marker lines so that all the lines meet up. Don't put any sloppy edges. Okay, and then that part of the hat. Okay, I'm going to put the stripes on the hat right now. Now think about what kind of hat you want. Your hat doesn't have to have stripes going horizontally. It could have polka dots. Okay, it could have lots of striped lines, curvy lines, and then a stripe. So I like this style where the stripe's going to go right above the nose, and then it's going to have a small stripe, skip a bigger space, and then a big stripe. A small stripe. And when you're doing these lines, kind of curve it a little bit. It helps the hat look more curvy. So I'm just slightly going up and down instead of exactly straight across. All right, so that's going to be the beginning of my hat pattern. Now, same with this beard. These lines slightly curve. And make your lines neat so that they meet up right at the edge of the beard. Like, don't go over it, or don't stop too far away like that and then stop. Okay, I'm going to hit fast speed and you can watch me finish tracing, and don't forget to erase right on top of those marker lines. It won't smudge the marker, and you want to get rid of all the pencil. All right, here we go. Okay, artists, I just finished erasing all my pencil lines. That gets the artwork ready for the color steps. Now, I think markers look really good with this project, but I'm also going to use crayons for certain parts. I just had an idea. I think I'm going to add another detail right here on the shoes and put a little line starting right here at the toe, and then go back carefully to put the edge of the shoe. So I'm going to start with a blue crayon to add some shading on the beard, the white parts of this drawing. So any shade of blue that you have, if you have a colored pencil, that would work nice too for the shading. So down here, the stripe of this shirt that the gnome is wearing, on one side I'm going to put a little bit of blue very lightly, floating over the paper. A little bit like that on this side. Just a little bit. A little bit makes a big difference. And then on the beard, like right under the nose, I'm going to put some dashes. Some are short and some are longer. Right under the nose and the top of the beard right there by the hat. And then down the edge of the beard, put a couple lines. right on the edge of the beard, like you're just adding color to the edge of the beard. All right, and then for the nose, I'm going to use an orange crayon and press very lightly, coloring in a circle, and leave a circle white in the middle of the nose. So I'm going to color the edge just like this in a circle and keep going around and around and around, and leave a space in the middle of the nose, leave it white. That's called a highlight. So add the color in a circle motion and then leave a white circle in the middle. All right, let's look at the pattern. So remember, I'm going to be checking your drawing for a pattern here in the hat. I'm going to use red and blue this time for my gnome. Traditional Christmas colors are red and green. I'm going to try red and blue. Okay, so for my pattern, I want to do blue stripes right here. And then a solid blue right here. Okay, so if you're adding color with markers, try putting the edge of the marker flat on the paper and you get this thicker line. And then when you want to get into the small parts, hold the marker more straight like this, and you get into those small spaces. Turning your page as you're adding color really helps get into all the shapes that you drew. Another pattern, I'm going to put a big curvy shape like this. And then this stripe I'm going to fill in solid blue. And then this shape up top, I'm going to put stripes going straight up and down. And then I'm going to leave the tip of the hat white. All right, so for the other parts of the hat, I'm going to put red here on these small stripes. Your goal is to practice careful craftsmanship. So you're filling in all the spaces with color, avoiding scribble lines and filling in everything with color. So I want this stripe to be blue. All right, so now the shirt on this gnome. I'm going to make the shirt red, the edge of the marker to get these thick lines. See how you go like that, line by line? And it can fill in the space really fast. Then on this edge right here, you could make the edge like that first, the edges, and then fill in the spaces, line by line. Okay, Eisenhower artists, I finished with the color steps on this gnome drawing. So let's see the difference here. This time I used red and blue, and I added a little bit of shadow here next to the feet, next to the presents with a blue crayon. Okay, so you just gently put some back and forth lines next to the feet, right under it, and right under the crayon, right under the presents and on the side. And then I decided to put a little background line so it doesn't look like he's floating in space. See that? As soon as you add the horizon line, he's in a snowy forest. So try putting a little curve behind him, somewhere right here, like by his beard or his shoulder. And then these trees are really far away in the background, so they're small. And some of the trees don't have any leaves left, and some are these pine trees that look like this zigzag line on each side. And it's snowy, so I'm just going to leave it black and white back there. All right, so I can't wait to see what your Christmas gnome looks like. I'll be looking for the pattern in the hat, what kind of Christmas presents you put. Maybe you put more than 2 Christmas presents on yours. I hope you had lots of fun learning about the stories of Christmas gnomes and drawing your own Christmas gnome. Okay, artists, I will see you next time.